Right, so I just got back from watching Joker Folie Deux, the sequel to 2019's Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix, who returns as Arthur Fleck, aka Joker, in this sequel. So, I am one of the people that thinks the first Joker is fine. I do think it is vastly overrated by some and also overhated by others. I don't think it's a masterpiece that the movie seems to think it is, which is weird. Sometimes when you watch a movie, you can tell it thinks it's really good, but it's not that good. Most Zack Snyder movies are like this. I feel the same way about the first Joker movie, where it acts like, isn't this the most thought-provoking thing you've ever seen? And you're watching it like, not really. It's not really the most thought-provoking thing I've ever seen, actually. So I was fully prepared for this movie to be that, but again, especially since I didn't really understand, at least from a story perspective, why a sequel needed to exist. I thought the first one, actually, I really liked the ending of the first one. I think that's probably one of the best parts of the first one, is the way it ends. But the only way this made any sense to me was obviously from a business standpoint. The first one made $1 billion, so of course you're going to make a sequel to $1 billion movie. I mean, who are we kidding? So I walked into the theater, sat down, and I was kind of surprised how much I didn't hate it. I'm almost of the same opinion of this movie as I am the first one, so it's not going to be a glowing recommendation. I don't even think it's a good movie. I think it's fine. And the most interesting thing about this movie to me is that it almost feels apologetic for the first movie. It feels like this movie is kind of like trying to make up for some of the emotional emptiness that the first movie had. It pretended to be so deep and all this stuff, but it really wasn't saying anything besides, hey, society is kind of messed up and rich people don't care about the poor people, and doesn't humanity kind of suck? Which isn't that deep. It's like, yeah, we all know that. This movie feels like it knows that the first one didn't have that much to say, and so this movie kind of feels like an apology for that. And that is reflected in the characters, where I don't want to spoil anything that happens, but the character Joker feels a bit like a fraud. He's put on this pedestal for being someone that he doesn't feel like he actually is. He represents this idea to so many people, and he's kind of pulled and tugged this way and that, especially by Lady Gaga's character, who plays Harley Quinn, or a version of Harley Quinn, I should say, in this movie. And so from that point of view, I found this movie very interesting. Unfortunately, the movie's also kind of boring, which I cannot say about the first movie. I was never bored in the first movie. This one is kind of boring. And I think it's because of the musical aspects. Now, when I heard it was going to be a musical, I was kind of interested because, hey, we're doing something different. It's Joker. It's going to be weird. But the music parts were not as weird as I wanted them to be. When I heard it was going to be a musical, I wanted musical. I wanted Singing in the Rain type musical, La La Land type stuff. And we get that twice, but most of the singing is just a character in real life, or the real life of the movie, just there singing while they're sitting down at someone else or just to themselves, kind of mumbling the words, that sort of thing. And by the seventh time, I was sick of it. At one point, a character goes, "No, stop singing, let's just talk." And I'm like, "Yes, please, stop it. It's not doing anything for me." So maybe some other people thought that was brilliant, but I wanted the big, bombastic Hollywood musical type stuff. That would have made this movie really different. And I'm not gonna act like that doesn't happen. That does happen for like 2 sequences, maybe 3. But it's overshadowed so much by all the other stuff. It just bored me to tears. Another half of this movie is a courtroom trial, because obviously he's on trial for all the murders he did in the first movie. And that is probably the most interesting thing in the movie. There's especially one scene that I thought was absolutely brilliant. It built off of what happened in the first movie, and it made this whole courtroom storyline very compelling. So that's definitely the best part of the movie. And then there's another part of the movie that's basically like a diet version of the Shawshank Redemption, which, you know, why would you do a diet version of the Shawshank Redemption? That movie's already like perfect. I don't know why you would even attempt to do something like that, but whatever. So very much a mixed bag. I feel like this movie is going to be just like the first one in the sense that it's going to be controversial, but interestingly enough, because of the way the movie ends, I do think the people that really liked the first one are really gonna hate this one, and the people that really hated the first one are really gonna like this one, especially with the very last scene of the movie. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Joker Folie Deux. If you're interested, you can go ahead to the theater and check it out.